everybody, welcome to another cleverly inspired video cast. Glad you've been enjoying them. This is our third one in the series, and we're going to be doing today a e-reader cover. The Nook is made by Barnes & Noble, and then the Kindle is made by Amazon.com, I think. You can buy the Kindle. But today we're going to be doing one that fits a Nook. So we have our pattern here. I personally don't have one yet, but maybe for Christmas. The Nook size is 7.5 by 5. So if you don't have one, if you're going to make one for somebody, just Google what size it is so you have a pattern. And then, so this is all we need for this. This is going to be a real simple sewing project. You are going to need a sewing machine, but you just need to do a straight stitch. So no problem, easy peasy. If it's your first sewing project, you can do this. Believe me, you can do this. If you can get on YouTube to watch this video, then you can use a sewing machine. So all we're going to need is 2 fabric pieces. One is going to be our liner fabric, and then this is going to be the outside. Basically, we're going to sandwich some fusible fleece. Yeah, say that a lot. In between the fabrics, and make sort of an envelope, but it's going to be a padded envelope so that you can throw it in your purse, in your diaper bag, whatever you've got, it won't get damaged. So the size of these fabrics are 14.5 long by 9.5 wide. So you're going to cut those the same. And then you're going to cut a piece of fusible fleece. You can find this at the fabric store. Usually it comes in a big roll and it'll look really thick. It's made by Pellon, P-E-L-L-O-N, and it is called Fusible Thermolam Plus, but if you want to find it, ask for Fusible Fleece. The ladies there are real helpful in finding it, so if you have trouble. You don't need a lot, so just get 1/4 of a yard, maybe half a yard to be safe. And because all you need is a piece that's 13.5 by 8.5, because that's just going to kind of be the sandwich in the middle of those 2 fabrics. The other thing you need is a 7.5-inch piece of hook and loop Velcro. You want to make sure you get the one that is for sewing, because there's also some out there that are just to be glued. So you don't want that. We're going to sew it on to make sure it's nice and secure. So that is all of our supplies that we're going to need today. I'm going to switch the camera angle so you guys can see what I'm doing down here. And let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is this fusible webbing. It's got kind of like a tacky side. It's not really tacky, but you'll feel kind of the glue. And what we're going to do is iron this glue side to the wrong side of our lining fabric. So we're just going to kind of center it in the middle of that fabric. And there are instructions on this fusible fleece that it comes with, but basically you're just going to iron it so that glue starts to kind of hold to this fabric, so that eventually when we put these fabrics together, the fleece is going to be on the inside to protect. So right now I'm going to just iron this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now what we have is our fusible fleece is stuck to the wrong side of our lining fabric. Now what we're going to do is sew around with the right sides together of your fabrics. You're going to sew around, but leave about, I guess about a 3-inch wide band here so that you can make basically you're going to sew this all around, and then you're going to turn it right side out so that the correct part of the fabric is showing. So you're just going to straight stitch, I guess about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, making sure that you have a little hole there to turn it right side out. And I'm going to go do that on my sewing machine. Okay, now that I have my straight stitch sewn all the way around except for this little pocket here, and you do want to pin it in the corners, forgot to mention that, so go ahead and pin it, it just makes for it a little bit easier. You're going to clip your corners off because that's going to allow the pocket, when you turn it right side out, to lay flat. If you have some extra long seams, you can go ahead and trim those too up to the stitch. But other than that, that looks pretty good. So we're going to take that little pocket that you've created, and you're going to put your 2 fingers in there. Go for the farthest away corner. Sort of put it in your 2 fingers, and then pull it out. That's why you're going to want to make sure you backstitch, you know, basically knotting this stitch where your pocket was created, because you're going to be pulling at that a little bit. You want it to be real secure. So after you get this kind of situated, your fleece again will be, you know, secured to your lining, so that's good. You're going to just take your fingers and pull through the corner there. You want your corners to be real taut. Okay. And after you have all of those corners, we're going to go ahead and iron this flat. So we've got a nice flat surface. You're going to iron this seam here, that where your pocket is, making sure that the fabric's inside. We're just going to put a real simple straight stitch right across there after we iron. I've got my pocket stitched up. We're going to line up how we're going to finish it, although we're not going to stitch this yet. We're just going to line up our Velcro, okay, so that we know where we've got to sew that. So I'm going to line up this piece and pin it. And after we sew on the Velcro, the pin is broken. What we're going to do is put right sides together and stitch, stitch, straight stitch, so that when we turn it inside out, it's going to be a finished seam and our Velcro will already be in place. Okay, so right now I'm going to go to my sewing machine and straight stitch all the way around this Velcro, and again on the opposite side where the Velcro is going to match up. We've gone ahead and sewn on our Velcro onto both sides of the lining fabric. Now what we're going to do is put right sides together and line them up. You want to go ahead and pin them because the thicker the fabric gets, the more likely it is to move. And the other thing I wanted to say is Velcro will eat up a sewing needle in no time, so you might want to change your needle if you're having trouble. If your thread's getting caught up and it's just getting to be a frustrating ordeal, a fresh needle will always help, and Velcro really eats them up. So I'm going to pin this, and then I'm just going to straight stitch down both, making sure to back stitch on both edges because this is going to be ripped open a lot and you want it to be secure. Both sides and double stitched real good, back stitched. What we're going to do is turn it right side out so that our outside fabric is showing, and we're going to push the corners through real good, and then we're going to iron it so that it's nice and flat. And there you have your e-reader little cover that opens and closes. We'll hold on to that Nook or Kindle really nicely, and it's a really nice gift to give somebody if they have one. So that's it.